Previously on Conqueror.
I've managed to piece together what the Minutemen are up to, and it's not good. In the next 72 hours, they plan to have blockades up in the hopes of choking off our supply routes.
Let me grab a brew first.
I'll make it quick. We need to head out. Something's a little off with this one.
Yeah, like the giant explosion?
Minutemen here. Watch your back.
Yes. Oh, that was beautiful. Really need to get away from it. Oh!
I have to say, you do impressive work, objectively speaking. But it was a mistake coming here on your own.
Easy there, cowboy. You're gonna owe me for this one.
Don't have time for this. I'll deal with you two later.
Shit, we've gotta move.
Hey guys, kinggath here, and welcome to episode 38 of my Fallout 4 Sim Settlements Forever Let's Play. And today I did not install any new mods because it is Sunday evening right now and the Nexus is down, and I just do not want to deal with digging through Bethesda.net to find mods. And I know you guys suggested a bunch of new ones, and so there were a couple I actually wanted to grab, so I'll have to grab those for next week. But I did add them to my document there, so you should see whether or not I'm going to install your mod on that list. It'll be in the rejected section if not, and if it's in one of the other sections, it means I will install it eventually. So for now, we are going to get back to Jammer's questline. So we've got to go stop an ambush from our friends, the Minutemen here. So let's see what we got going on.
Where's Jammer? Where's Maul?
God, they left a while ago. Something about blowing some shit up or something.
Where, specifically, did they go?
I don't know. Somewhere around here, I think.
Oh, that animation takes so long.
You think or you know?
No?
I swear if you're wasting my time, your future will be short and painful.
I swear that's where he was headed.
Let's go.
Oh man, the ambience mod, I'm not a fan of. It's just way too overdone. I gotta turn that thing off. All right, let's go, move. Where are we headed? Track down Jammer and Maul. Way over there, okay. I don't think I'm gonna run with her though. Let's do a little fast traveling. All right, so we should be able to just track down Ophelia here. I don't think we needed to follow her. I believe we go up through here. Is it? No, it's not there. I think it's this next alley is the best way. Yeah, here we go. And that's normal. It's part of one of our new cutscene technology in action. Please play correctly. Please play correctly.
That's far enough, Raiders.
Captain radioed ahead. Been expecting you two.
Weapons down. Now.
This is why we think before acting, Jammer.
Yeah, thanks, Leah. Thanks. Very helpful.
Don't you try anything funny.
Right. We're all just having a laugh.
More not laugh. More angry. Bad humans kill best friend.
Don't move. Easy, Maul, easy. Just stay put for the moment, okay? We'll figure this out.
Maul, stay.
Well, looks like we just caught all the ringleaders in one sweep, people.
Maul gonna kill you first, human.
Keep dreaming, chucklehead. Well, hell. Since we got them all here, no sense in drawing this out. Have those two brought over with the rest, Private.
Yes, sir. Move it, assholes!
Now then. Who wants to spill the details on this little empire you've been building up, huh? Well, you speak up now, and, you know, we may just keep you on as a prisoner, and not put you down like the ugly, dirty dog you are.
Eat shit!
That's enough out of you. Oh! Anyone else? Last chance, maggots. I am just about out of...
Time. Yes, you're very much out of time, I'm afraid. That will be all, Lieutenant.
Oh, there we go. Got my camera control again. The downside of having companions during these
Well,
cutscenes.
that was underwhelming. You disappoint me, Jammer.
Shit.
More like new human, good at fighting.
A super mutant? Unexpected.
Unexpected?
Not the brightest, but even so, a potentially useful curiosity. Regardless, there's no time. You've kicked over quite the anthill, Jammer.
It got personal, Dora. Things got out of hand.
What the hell is going on here? Who is this?
Yeah, what the hell? Dora? You know her, Jammer?
It's a long story.
One that we simply do not have time for. Your questions can wait, girl.
Girl?
Quiet. There are more troops on the way. You need to leave. I'll handle this and meet you at your headquarters.
Don't have to tell me twice.
You'll handle this? That uniform. I've heard the rumors, but I didn't believe them. You're from the Institute, aren't you?
Now ain't the time, Leah. We gotta move.
We will speak later. You need to go. Now.
Oh, that feels good to have that out and about. We have been planning this for so long, and it's been so hard not to talk about because people have asked over and over again if we're going to involve stuff from the main storyline, and we definitely are. So first, I got to give a shout out to everybody involved in this. This was such a huge production to get this quest and the whole patch, all the content from this patch done. And welcome Eileen, who's voicing our new character Pandora. That sword she has was a gift from Nero, who he actually released that. If you want that and a bunch of other cool swords and stuff for the game, the Cross Blades mod has all that stuff in there, and he was kind enough to give us the Institute version to use for Pandora, so we had something to make her character stand out. If you guys haven't noticed, we try to give most of the characters that are going to be involved in the story, at least as a major role, we try and give them at least one piece of unique gear so they stand out from among the rabble. I think Jammer's the one exception because the development cycle of it, we didn't realize that it was going to go this big when we initially started, and so we didn't start getting into custom outfits and stuff until later in development of Conquer. And then we just left Jammer as was because, yeah, I think he's pretty distinct looking. But anyway, we're going to fast travel back to base now, and we'll meet you over there. Oh, man, am I glad that scene played out as well as it did. Those are so nerve-wracking, especially we've been putting in so much effort to try and get kind of a cutscene feel, which we still got a lot of work to do. We're hoping to long-term go back and reanimate a lot of these and add some custom animations to the characters, add some actual proper cinematography into them to make those scenes have a little more weight. But for now, we're doing what we can with the in-game engine stuff, and I think it came out pretty good. And mad props to the team for assembling all that awesome writing and voice acting. Really, really proud of that. So now we're going to go find out some more about Pandora here, and hopefully this
I
scene
overheard
plays
some
out.
shit we should act on, boss.
Now, hold on. You owe us some answers, Jammer. Who is this?
That's gonna be hard to explain.
Then save your breath, Jammer. My former designation was X324. I am what is most commonly referred to as a courser. I am a synth from the Institute, as you deduced earlier.
Wait, what? So, what's the Institute?
The Institute is the modern incarnation of what you knew as CIT.
You haven't heard of the Institute yet, boss? General consensus is they're the boogeymen of the Commonwealth.
It's rumored they can create synthetic humans. Even worse, they've supposedly replaced real people with synthetic copies. To what end, I have no idea. But like Jammer said, they're bad news. She says she's a courser. From the little info I know, coursers are sort of hunters of synths who've gone rogue. They're dangerous. Wait a minute. What he knew as CIT? So you know about Vault 111. The cryogenic pods?
She knows a lot, Leah.
Jammer was given explicit instructions on how and when to make contact with the sole survivor of Vault 111.
But why? To what end? So we've been played this whole time. What the hell?
Not exactly, Leah. It's complicated.
It's actually rather simple. I sought to free myself from the Institute. Jammer was willing to assist me. In exchange, I offered him what he desired most.
What, booze? Jet?
Funny, Leah. Real fun.
Power. A seat at the table. In a much grander scheme.
Wait. So you're the one behind all this?
In part, yes. Though I've not had much hand in directing its progression up to this point. The Vault Dweller and Jammer can claim credit for that. All things being equal, they could have done much worse.
Oh, hang on. What the hell does up to this point mean, exactly?
Hold on. I make the decisions around here.
Of course. I was only giving you information on preceding events.
I don't buy it. What's your game, Courser?
I'm no longer a Courser. I've shed that title. I aim to be something different now. An autonomous actor on a larger stage.
Where are you going with this?
Nowhere completely sane, I imagine.
All right, enough. This can wait. We got more important shit to worry about. McLeod was a chatty asshole. He let slip something we should check out ASAP, boss.
We're not done with this conversation, Jammer. And you, X324?
That was my former designation. I no longer go by.
Until you can prove otherwise, I don't trust you. Plain and simple. We're gonna have a private talk as well, Jammer.
As great as that sounds, it has to wait. This shit is important. And we're wasting time. This is where we're going, boss. I'll meet you there.
I'm coming with Jammer.
Was afraid you might say that.
You can fill me in on what's been going on.
Fucking fantastic.
Okay, so there we know. We know a little bit more about what's going on. That's going to be a story we continue to explore in the future. But for now, let's go check out what's going on. I had thought about just showing you guys that little bit and then holding the quest for the intro, but I haven't gotten to kill anyone yet this episode, so I don't feel right about that. So we're gonna go do this next quest as well. So wheels within wheels. Let's see here. Here we go. We can fast travel over there. Which one do I want to go to? I guess we'll fast travel to. I'm just trying to make sure I don't accidentally trigger something incorrectly by fast traveling in the middle of some action or something. Oh man, I gotta level up. All right, this week, let's see what Rainbow's got for us. He actually had quite a exhaustive list of stuff this week. He's been on the ball, and a lot of it has already made hot files, so I'm going to skip out on those. And then there's another one that I'm not going to recommend yet. I'm going to hold out and see if the person releases an alternate version of it, and then I'll recommend it. So for now, I'm going to point to the RuinedWorld Farm Settlement by Pra. So this adds another settlement to RuinedWorld. That's such a huge world space. What a great spot to add more settlements to. I know there are several mods that do that, so adding one more to the pool isn't going to hurt anybody. You should definitely grab any mods by Pra. They're usually all completely solid and add something unique and awesome, and this is no exception. Go check out RuinedWorld Farm Settlement by Pra. Then we have an update to a mod, and this is one of the better settlement mods that exists. It's one of the ones that's fully featured. They thought through it all. This is by Yagi-san, who's known for doing a lot of his city plans for Sim Settlements, and he has updated the Lakeside Cabin Settlement. Now, this was originally done by Tarsus31, and he got permission, Yagi-san got permission to update that and re-release it. So check that out. It now, in this latest update, it now has the appropriate previs and everything you would need for that. And there's also a patch for it to help with some sort of engine level bug. I haven't read the details on it, but I trust that he knows what he's doing, so go check that out if you're not using it already. All right, so on our way over to Jammer, I just wanted to address something. I know some people were disappointed about Fallout 4 with the fact that your character comes preloaded with a backstory, and we've just kind of leaned into that. We recognize that most people are playing this game, they enjoyed it, and we're trying to give an alternate path from the vanilla game to go down, and so we can't just go Raider and not acknowledge the player's history that the vast majority of you will have gone through. So for those of you guys who are, doing an alternate start, I know we've just added to the pain of you being referenced as a Vault Dweller, and I apologize for that, but I felt like it would give a better, well, I shouldn't say the team felt like it would give a better overall experience for people who are looking for a new way to play this game from the get-go. So we just had to embrace the Vault Dweller history a little bit. Whoa! I did not expect you to pull a gun on me. That was really dumb. I'm standing here in power armor with a combat shotgun. You deserve to have your head removed like that. All right, let's go catch up with them.
Let's make this quick. We should leave one alive to question.
As good a plan as any.
All right, let's do this then.
What the? Enemy within the perimeter! Scatter!
Huh? Oh, shit!
Stealth isn't my fucking forte. Fuck off, Dora.
Just clean up the rest. I'll go for the rabbit.
I like how Jammer gets blamed while I'm the one standing there next to him in power armor. All right, let's go kill some Minutemen. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Yeah, you do that, kid. Hi, bud. I don't know why you're just standing there, but you're dead. Ooh, you know what else we need? Get in there with some melee. Yeah, I thought I saw somebody up here. Whoops. That's not what I meant to do. No. Whoa. That was a good shot you took there, bud. But you lost an arm for the trouble. Well, let's go. Who's still alive? Oh, I think Dogmeat's got him. I think Dogmeat ripped his throat out. Good job, bud. Okay. Reload. Just in case. And we'll heal up. I've got a shocking amount of stim packs again. That is fantastic.
Boss, before she comes back, I gotta say something. Like Dora said, the initial idea was hers. But hey, all of this, all we've done, that's fucking ours. So, she just waltzes in and takes it? Nah, fuck that. But even so, we want her on our side. You've seen what she can do. We don't want to get on her bad side, but we've got to play the spirit. Ain't her style to take over outright. She's gonna want to keep you around. We just gotta keep her from pulling strings. Fuck if I know how. But we've come too far to hand the reins over.
I agree.
Glad we're on the same page then. Shit, here she comes. We'll talk later.
I assume the rest are dead.
I may not be sneaky, but I'm also not an idiot, Dora. Yeah, they're dead.
I'll talk. I'll tell you anything. Just please, don't let her near me anymore. Please.
God damn, Dora. What the fuck did you do to this poor bastard?
Soften him up for interrogation.
Fuck. Alright, Minuteman. What the fuck were you doing here?
Scouting Plumber's secret. Captain has plans to take out the Toilet King's gang. He knows you work with him.
The Toilet King? He sounds deranged.
Yeah, he kinda is. But he's useful. How is Aiden planning to do it?
Mortars. We've been working with mobile mortars. That's all I know. That's all I know, though. I swear. Please.
Fuck. This ain't good. We gotta warn him.
Please. Just let me go. I swear I won't tell. I swear.
You most certainly will not.
All right. His place is close, to the east. Let's have a chat, I guess.
Is this truly even a concern? How much use is a madman whose domain is toilets?
Look, he's an ally, all right? We need those. You don't want to come? Fine.
No, I'll come. Now I'm intrigued.
You coming too, boss?
Let's go. I
He's
love
right
the
down the
Toilet
road.
King. We're
Let's
definitely going
move.
to talk to him. Jeff, you're a genius voice actor. That's the voice actor. Jeff is the voice actor who does the Toilet King. And you guys, if you haven't met the Toilet King yet by watching my Let's Play or play Into the Mod, you're about to. He is quite the trip. So first, I got to address something, because Kobus, our voice director, is probably screaming at me right now, either directly in Discord chat or in his head. because we had a custom face for this character to make them younger, and the worst possible thing happened. And I don't know if it was my mod or just the I screwed up in the configuration of the face. Like one of my mods that I have installed changed it, but we went with it ended up being a really old guy. He was supposed to be like a young, naive-looking Minuteman to make you feel bad for him when Pandora just cuts his throat. But you know, it is what it is. So otherwise, the scene played out all pretty good. So I'm pretty happy about that. All right, I guess we don't need to follow them. We're gonna just take advantage of the fact that everybody is triggered. We now set up all of our quests to try and make everybody teleport to where they need to go if you don't follow them. The exception to that is Raucous Reconnoitering, the quest where you got to follow Jammer and Ophelia around. And I know that's something we have on our to-do list to give an alternate path for, because not everybody likes to follow them around. But we also need to come up with, wait, who are you? Hey, are you a settler we can recruit? Hey, what's up?
Hi.
Oh, don't mind me. Just walking to a closer bus stop. I'll feel pretty foolish if the bus passes me on the way there. But I couldn't wait any longer.
Okay, so you might be just as nutty as the Toilet King. Fair enough. All right, let's go in.
Like I was saying, it's really in everyone's best interest here.
Oh no!
Your Majesty.
It is a most intriguing proposal you bring to the court. Most intriguing indeed. We shall have a good think on it. You'll have our reply in time.
Just think on it, Majesty. That's all I ask.
Just so. Yes.
The hell are you doing here, Cook?
Tell you later, Jammer. Got some new ideas brewing.
You have leave to go, Cook.
Yeah, thanks, Majesty.
But what's this then? Is that Sir Jammer who stands before the king? And who stands with you? Ah, our newest loyal subject. It pleases us to see you're still in one piece. Has William finished his little tower?
No, not yet.
We did think the lad overly ambitious with the idea. No matter. Now who is this third stranger?
She's an associate.
You consider this man an ally, do you? He's clearly delusional. Quite possibly deranged, as I posited earlier.
What was that now, lass?
She's just another gun king. Pay no attention. Shut the fuck up, Dora. I'll handle this.
I see. Very well, then. I assume you're not here for pleasantries. State your purpose.
The Minutemen seek to bombard your filthy little hideout here with mortar fire. Why they'd bother wasting resources leveling this place is frankly beyond me. But those are the facts.
Filthy hideout, is it? Not worth the resources, is it?
Damn it, Dora! I said shut the fuck up already! Sorry about that, King. We don't mean any insult.
We shall overlook it for the time being. But this errant harlot owes us future recompense.
Understood, King. Understood. The threat she talked about is real, though.
The court has no fear of these Minutemen. We've dealt with them handily enough in the past. Is that not correct, Sir Rook?
King's right. We ain't scared. Minutemen are easy enough.
For the record, Rook and Skizets are not supposed to be naked. There's a bug that occurs for people who have been playing the same save from way back in the day.
Court wizard is more than capable of dealing with those. Is that not so, Court Wizard?
Skizets! Special magics protect Skizets! Skizets!
How reassuring. They don't seem to need our help, Jammer. Shall we go now?
King, you're underestimating them.
Nah, we got this.
Skizets got powerful Skizets! No fear the Skizets!
Our advisors are in agreement, Sir Jammer. Though, we do thank you for your warning.
Yeah, well, let me know if that changes, King. Let's get out of here, boss. Meet you at HQ.
You are, of course, free to go, with the understanding that we are still owed recompense for that one's impudence at some point in the future.
Duly noted, Your Majesty.
Oh, the naked guys is... So that bug, I mentioned it in the middle of the cutscene there, and then I just had to shut up so you guys could watch it. So anybody who has got a save since the first Toilet King quest was added, if you kept playing that save, like I have, at some point we updated the outfit records for all 3 of these characters and made them different, and unfortunately the game, your save, keeps what they were wearing at that moment. So anybody new playing it, you'll notice, like, in your version, the Toilet King has a crown on, and these guys are dressed. But because my save is so old, not so much. But so it shouldn't happen for most of you like that. You shouldn't come in with a bunch of naked people. But there we go. So we found out the Toilet King is a possible target for the Minutemen, and looks like Pandora's not a fan, which is too bad because the Toilet King's amazing. Endorsement time! This week I actually have one mod to endorse. One that I had installed actually on another computer. Unfortunately, I was able to pull it over here, and that is the Rusty Face Fix, because I kept running into the bug where half the face is a different color than the rest of it during the cinematic sequences that I was trying to show you guys in today's episode. So fortunately that was available, so definitely got to slam that a thumbs up. I hadn't endorsed it previously, even though I had it downloaded, because I'm concerned it may be capable of causing crashes on fast travel, but I haven't verified that, so I'm not going to blame a mod that I haven't had any confirmation for. But mostly this section is always just to remind you guys to just take a few moments and endorse the mods you love, especially new ones, because that's their only chance to get into hot files. And if you really, really love a mod, you want to see that author make more stuff, you just right-click it, go to Open on Nexus Mods, and go leave them a comment. Let them know how much you appreciate what they're doing. Tell them specifically what they're doing right, and hopefully they'll create more stuff for us so that we can keep padding this load order until my computer explodes. All right, I decided to head to Sanctuary. We'll do some more quest content next episode. There's not a ton left in the 416 story content, but I know I also have one of the quests from DACA left, so it should be enough for another episode. We'll save that. But I really want to show you guys what I've been doing in Sanctuary. So I mentioned last episode that I want to get us to regression soon. I thought I could get us there this week, but I'm going to need a little more time. I put a few hours in off camera, starting to polish things up, thinking about this as, like, if this were going to go to release, what do we still need to do? And so I did a bunch of stuff, and I wanted to kind of show you guys and walk around. So we're in kind of a dusk time so you guys can see the lighting, but still hopefully enough light so you can see what I changed here. So the first thing you're going to see as we come around this corner is there's a lot of pipe work. So I started laying out some pipes all around. Went all crazy with them just because I love the way those Diamond City pipes look. And I tried to do a good job of making them look like they're all actually connected together, even though we don't actually have models that fit these exact patterns. But I thought I got them pretty good, so at a glance when you're walking by, I mean, if you go real close to some of these, like if we get right up close to this, you can see there's a little bit of a seam there, but I think for most observers, as close as you're actually going to get when you're wandering around this settlement, you're not going to notice any of the gaps I left. But you can see I redid this bridge. I made it out of a variety of materials. I put a handful of guardrails. I didn't want to put a ton of guardrails. I thought just a few here and there, and then, like, for example, on this side, they could grab onto that and then grab onto the pipe to get them past that a little bit. And then we built our bar up there. And one of the cool things about building a bar up there is that the silliness of this game to have all the NPCs appear on the roof, it just looks like they're all populating the bar periodically. And I think that's why a lot of people do that, why a lot of designers will build up there, and so I followed suit. And we've talked about that in past episodes, but I finally went ahead and built it because I knew that was going to be one of the big things we still needed. Still remaining to do, and what I realized is I'm going to need a lot more hours than I thought, because it took me a few hours to do all the pipes and get this building built. I'm going to need just as much time for the player home, and then we got to do the caravan quarters. And I figured out what to do with all of the interiors of these houses, but we'll talk about that in a minute. First, I'm going to go give you guys a little tour of our bar up here, and then we'll do a little walk around on the walkways. And you can see I also did, at various points, I did some, what do you call it, structural engineering. Tried to make things look a little bit more sound. Even though I love the scrappy look in that it's not perfect, and I'm going to keep it that way, but I wanted it to be at least not completely immersion breaking just when you walk by right there. I think I started to put, like, some signs here. That's another thing I got to do. I want to put street signs all over. That's something Donald Strong does. Absolutely love the way it looks when he does that, just to kind of direct people to the interesting things in the settlement. But if we come up here, you'll see there's actually people hanging out up here. And using the stools and stuff. I got to remember to turn some of these around. This is something I wish there's a mod. Maybe there is a mod to fix it. I would love if these stools had a marker on them in workshop mode to show you which direction to face them. But one thing I did, and I could see a problem with it here, and I might rebuild this to fix this. I stuck a recreational plot up here. Now, I didn't make a new recreational plot. I moved one. I took the recreational plot that had the robots that were in that building over there, and I moved it up here as that would be a relaxation marker that would also be likely to draw people up here so that they're actually using this space. I put a radio on that table, so for when you guys use the city plan, you'll have some music up here, so it'll feel right. Obviously, I got to keep the music off for the sake of YouTube, but we got a nice little bar here. It's not the most detailed thing. I feel like we're already melting. We're melting things enough, and I don't want to get stuck in the weeds making little decorations everywhere. I might change my tune on that before we release this, but one of the things I've already realized is that we are going to have to turn this into, call this level 4, and it's going to be basically the complex plan version of level 3. And then for a lot of you guys, you're going to want something that has maybe half this number of settlers in it. But yeah, you can see I did a little bit of engineering over here. What I'm still debating, I think I might put another set of stairs down from here somewhere, maybe off over this way or something, but another way for this person to get down, because it feels pretty obnoxious that they gotta basically walk to the bar to get down from their home. This person's kind of close enough where I can get away with it, but still, I love multiple pathways through everywhere. I think that always feels really good in a settlement, so we can probably just lean on this. Yeah, I think I can just basically add another stair here. And one thing I'm doing with this type of thing, and I'll go back over here to show you guys, and then we'll talk about these water pipes over here. If I can get through, is you'll notice this stairs over here. Oh, I can't get through over this way. This stair over here goes into the roof here, and then there's like a lip you got to jump over. That's a guarantee the settlers won't be able to path it, and I don't care about that. My assumption is the only time settlers are going to be up here is if they get teleported anyway, so they're going to have to get teleported down. But because we're at 50 settlers, I'm totally happy with 7 or 8 of them just being up here all the time. And we have the town meeting gavel with the back to work function if you really need them to go back to like their shops and whatnot. So I'm happy with that. I don't think I'm gonna mess with. I'm gonna worry about perfect pathing or anything like that. And I think this place actually paths surprisingly well. There's usually NPCs wandering all over the place, so I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see here. So I wanted to show a few different things, and I probably already forgot what I just told you guys I was going to show you. But the recreational plot I stole from in here. It was in here. And what I decided I'm going to do with all of the buildings. So you'll notice that almost every single vanilla building is completely unused, which feels very unrealistic. And because I just prefer everything to be outside, this is the way I wanted to design the settlement. But I do want them to make some sense. And so what I'm going to do is when we go into regression, maybe when we get down to level 1, and then we'll do it again, obviously, for the foundation level, I'm going to fill them up with like vanilla things, non-plots, and that way it'll look like when people first moved into this settlement, they just squatted in the old houses and lived there, and then those things can be replaced with plots later on. So that's something the city plan code will allow. It will allow for removing beds and work objects. It just won't allow for the removal of plots. So we can take advantage of that and then make it look like initially the settlers just kind of moved into these places, and then they spread out and took over more space as security was enhanced and they had more resources and everything. Some other things I did. Let's pop in here. This building, that's what I was going to show you guys, is what's going on with these water pipes. So I was trying to figure out what to do with this building, and I thought a couple of things. One is that I needed to know, why are they building on the roof this bar? I needed some sense for that. I needed a little bit of logic instead of building in this building. And I decided this building is going to be, especially when we go through the levels, this is going to be kind of like the town center where they're doing a lot of things. Like they've got their security in there with this marshal plot. And I've also set up like some tools there. We've got our city planner's desk here. And I also put this really loud thing, because these are sound generators I have set up here. But we've got like a generator type system and a water pumping station. And so all the water pipes that I've laid everywhere kind of come back to this building. And so as we progress the levels of this settlement, that I'm going to make sure to show that this building was used, the inside, for kind of organizing everything and developing the settlement. And then it would make a little more sense for them to build up kind of maybe that up there will start out as like a secret little nook for the engineers to get drunk, and then it kind of slowly expands into a proper town-wide bar as everyone gets to make use of it. I'm still in debate of this generator nonsense, so I kind of want to get rid of it just because it was done as a stopgap, because I knew I was going to eventually get to power plants. But the problem with it is that in the current Sim Settlements code, and I think this is just going to be a thing that's forever for now, or forever for now, is going to be there forever, is that the advanced industrial stuff will not build exactly the way we build it in our city plans unless the player has things unlocked, and then the levels, like the higher levels, won't actually be hit unless the player comes in and manually configures them to do so. That was something that we didn't anticipate doing in city plans to deal with that, and I always assumed that people were going to want to keep the balance of keeping stuff like this locked behind all the quests and not be just given it by a city plan, and so it's not supported. So any of you guys who builds this city plan are going to have to kind of manually manipulate all of these plots in order to get to the same buildings that I've got, which is a little bit of a bummer for those of you guys who are hoping to get this specific thing. And unfortunately, like, recoding that is just going to be a nightmare, and so likely it won't happen. So what that means is that I can't count on you guys actually having like a nuclear power plant or our coal power plant or our planned but removed second nuclear power plant. So that was something I had done in a previous episode, is I had built an iron mine over here with the intention of turning it into a nuclear power plant. Well, it turned out that I actually miscalculated the number of jobs or NPCs I had available for jobs, and we actually had taken one of our farmers and assigned them over there. And after a couple more houses upgraded, that became a problem. We were short on food, and we were forced to give one of our farmers back. So realizing that we aren't likely going to have a second nuclear power plant anyway, guaranteed when you guys use this city plan, unless any of you wants to, take the time and micromanage the upgrades, which some of you I'm sure will, because I think it's a lot of fun to get all that stuff unlocked in order and everything. So we don't want to lean too much on the nuclear power. So I got rid of the mine so we could get our farmer back. And then that makes me want to keep all of these generators. And then by starting to embrace that idea that this was kind of the utilities building and security and was like kind of an all-in-one, this is their starter place, I can kind of build up from there, and then the backyard full of generators makes a little more sense. So kind of just justifying it from a lore perspective. So mostly because I want to get into that, I'm trying to get my head into that storytelling space when we start laying out the earlier levels. The whole point of them, in my opinion, is to kind of tell a little story of how your settlement develops. So we had to figure out why we have this mega bar up on the roof and what's going on with that building. And so that I feel good about. And then I feel also good about the idea of having them move into some of these buildings with, say, sleeping bags and couches and stuff. And then, they move outdoors and build themselves some houses later on. And then maybe I'll come back in a level 3 or 4 and do something with these, but I kind of like the idea of leaving you guys some space to play with. So any of you guys who picks up the settlement and wants to have, turn those houses into whatever, if your systems can handle it, which I think, for example, like my system right here, I think even though I'm down to like 20 FPS in a lot of places, a lot of that is actually not due to the end of the limitations of my system or the game. It's actually because I'm playing in windowed mode, and that would buy me a bunch of FPS. And probably just the extreme amount of mods I have, like adding all the additional outfits and textures on these NPCs, I actually think I could get my FPS up quite a bit, and I could add quite a bit more to this without it breaking down, because we have a pretty extreme Sanctuary build already in Rise of the Commonwealth and the Complex build, and my system has no problem with it whatsoever. I can get a solid like 40 to 50 FPS, which to me that's solid in Fallout 4. I don't look for 60 FPS anymore in this game, but that I feel like anything above 30 feels pretty darn good in this game. So yeah, I think I don't think I'm going to do any more building today. I really just want to show you guys what I'm working on, because I just have so much little detail work left. I will show you one other thing I started doing, and you can really see it over in this area because I did it a bunch. But I started eliminating some of the foundations underneath the plots. I haven't done it over here yet. I don't know if I will for those because they're on kind of a slope. But over here I realized the ground is relatively flat. So this trailer used to be on a wood platform. I got rid of it, and I lowered down the plot to make up for it. Same with this one, and these two, and this one. So I just have been lowering them down, and I want to show you guys how to do that. I covered it in an episode, but I didn't have the console command handy, and now I do. I know what it is off the top of my head because I've been doing it earlier today. But what you do, if you want to move a plot and you want to make sure that you don't have to re-level up the building, is you can bring up the console, and you can click on the plot, and it's best to click on the power pole, and then I have Better Console F4SE, so I can see the name to confirm that I have it selected and that you don't have one of the pieces on the plot selected. And then you can use the mod position, so you can do MOD, POS, and then, for example, Z, and then I could move it up or down by whatever amount of units I want. And I get it into the position I like, And then after that's done, and the other way you could do it, if you don't want to do it with the console, is if you've got place everywhere, you can go into workshop mode. Let's see if I can get myself in there. And highlight the plot with place everywhere. And with place everywhere, this is a great way to do it. Is press F7, so it says object locked. And now we can reposition our camera. And now you can start using the numpad, the numbers like 2 and 8 and 4 and 6, and start adjusting the position and get it to where you want it. And then once you've got it where you want it, press F7 to unlock the object. Go back into your console, and this time you're going to type in CF record position. And what that does is it tells the plot to remember where it's at right now. And that way, when you refresh the plot, it doesn't go back to where it was. So then we can go ahead and use the plot refresh, and it will keep the current position it's in, and it will reposition all of the items without you having to reset the level. So it's real simple. Just CF space record position on a plot after you adjust it. Just make sure you don't try and move it in workshop mode by activating it. So if you go in here, oops, I was already in workshop mode. If you pick this up, you are going to get the prompt from Sim Settlements. But if you use place everywhere to nudge it along, or place anywhere, probably on Xbox would work as well. Unfortunately, you don't have the record position console command on Xbox, but I'm sure if somebody really wants that, somebody else could create a holotape mod or something to arrange for that, or an activator or something like that. Somebody could add that in. I'm likely not going to. But for those of you guys on PC who are really trying to design specific builds and you really want to tweak where plots are, that's kind of how you would do it. And then the last thing I want to talk about in this is Workshop Plus. So I started using it in the last episode, and it got me just like hyped to use it again. So it'd been so long since I made it, and I hadn't been using it much myself because I don't do a lot of settlement building. I tend to let my betters on the team do that, the people like Donald Strong. But Donald Strong has been struggling with it, and then once I started using it, I was running into some of the same issues he had been reporting to me, and some issues that some of you guys have reported that I had not been able to replicate due to not playing it much myself. And I see we have a water problem too. I'll deal with that off camera. Likely it has to do with me moving things around and breaking power lines. But anyway, so some of the stuff with Workshop Plus I wanted to talk about. One of the things we found that will dramatically improve the performance of Workshop Plus is if you turn off a particular option. And I am going to update Workshop Plus soon to make this the default option, to turn it off by default, because we found out it is so sluggish in a big settlement. But I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you an MCM. It's the same basic location in the Workshop Plus holotape, which you can craft at a chemistry workbench. But if you go to options, there's an option called clear highlighting outside workshop mode, and I recommend highly that you turn this off. And the highlighting is something that only gets used if you enable it anyway. So for the most of you probably aren't even using the highlighting in Workshop Plus, but the clearing of highlighting happens no matter what when that option is enabled, and that requires Workshop Plus to literally grab every single item in the settlement and check for those highlight shaders and clear them. And so looping through all of these items, I mean, I have thousands of items in this settlement. It takes a long time and really backs up the scripts for Workshop Plus. So if you're using Workshop Plus, I highly recommend you go turn that option off. You will get dramatically better performance with Workshop Plus. And then I'm going to try and make some other improvements to it. And I also discovered that in the latest build of Fallout 4, Bethesda gave us a little present. They did some code work to workshops, and I'm going to put that into Workshop Plus. I'll show you guys what that does in an update video for that. But yeah, that's what I'll show you guys with Sanctuary. It has come along great. I made some tweaks to some of our plots. We're coming along. We're getting closer and closer to that regression, because I definitely want to show you guys that on camera, because I think it's one of those things where some people who have gone in to make city plans, maybe for the city plan contest, just weren't sure how to begin with that, because it's a totally different way to think about settlements. If you think about what I was saying about how I'm now starting to think ahead and try and justify certain design choices in here, that's kind of how you got to approach oh, I see somebody ended up on the roof of our bar, not just the roof of the house. That's really funny. But you've got to start thinking about your settlement a little bit differently, and I think it makes for very interesting settlement builds when you're thinking about building them for not only a city plan, but planning on doing a little bit of storytelling as you go through your levels. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun with that. Obviously, that's going to drag this build out for a long time. This is going to be like the world's longest on-camera settlement build. We're going to have been working on this thing for a damn year by the time we finish it all, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. I hope you guys are enjoying watching this thing evolve. And yeah, I think that about does it, guys.